Hi everybody and welcome to Josiah is Right. So I am going to talk to you today a little bit about the history of ExoSquad.
ExoSquad was first conceived by creator Jeff Siegel in 1989 as he worked on Challenge of the GoBots. Jeff wanted to make more robot-like stuff. They had a name, Exoforce. Enter Playmates Toys and a trademark filing necessitating a name change, and ExoSquad was born. ExoSquad had a significant influence from executive producer Will Mineo. He influenced both the design and the story. Mineo puts it this way: "It's a common misconception that I created the show, when in fact there was plenty of development done by the time I signed on to do it. I hope to refine it, but the series' actual creator is Jeff Siegel. My contribution was in the designs of the characters and helping to make them internally consistent as the scripts came in. The concept of the show was tied largely to Jeff and my love of Japan, and the show's coming out of there. Story editor Michael Edens also played a significant role. So what was the story they created? In the future, humans have colonized Venus and Mars. Along with Earth, they're known as the home worlds. The harsh climates of Venus and Mars were tamed by genetically engineered super labor force called Neo-Sapiens. 50 years ago, the Neo-Sapiens rebelled. However, they were defeated. The Universal Animation Studios produced series itself begins with ExoSquad, led by J.T. Marsh heading off into space to fight pirates. With the entire fleet gone, Phaeton, a Neo-Sapien leader, engages in a successful revolt. This time, the Neo-Sapiens control all three homeworlds. The conflict for the vast majority of the show's 52 brilliant episodes is the battle to get those homeworlds back. All of ExoSquad and many of those secondary characters made up the most underrated toy line of the 1990s. The toys were made by Playmates, most famous for, of course, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which they are still most famous for and are still making. The ExoSquad toys were produced over 6 series from 1993 to 1996. First, the boxes were really cool, and the box art was spectacular with a painted movie poster style on each cover. The toys center around the E-frames, which feature great playability. All those spring-loaded missiles were awesome, but also easy to lose. Each E-frame, or ship, came with a 3-inch pilot. These figures were smaller than a G.I. Joe, but featured an impressive amount of articulation for such a small figure. This articulation allowed them to believably pilot their E-frames. Later series include Microlines, Jump Troops, those freaky genetically engineered Neo-Sapiens, weird stealth or water or transforming or animal versions of E-frames, and eventually even Robotech. The Robotech toys didn't fit in with the E-frames or were just smaller vehicles. There was also a single issue of a comic book from Topps. It wasn't even number 1, it was number 0 for some reason, and it reads much more like a promo for the series and the toys and things than a comic, which allowed players to pilot some of the E-frames from the members of ExoSquad. Ironically and sadly, the game came out after the series had been cancelled. The series was revolutionary. The characters were 3-dimensional. The good guys weren't always totally good, and the bad guys certainly weren't always totally bad. And often, they were very much justified in their action. The plot was deep, and the stakes were very real. Maybe a little too real, as the series ended after only 2 seasons. The show was shuffled all over the place, playing as early as 4 a.m. and eventually being paired with Monster Force as part of the Universal Action Hour. The war against the Neo-Sapiens had actually been resolved, and the series featured a vague new alien threat. Rumors suggested that that threat was actually from the Robotech universe, although it is more likely that Playmates acquired the Robotech license due to the comparisons to Robotech with ExoSquad. There was talk of spin-offs or sequels, but the money didn't make sense and nothing ever came of it.
Thank you guys for watching. So these histories are part of a series. So you can see these short form ones that I do with myself and Penny here, and the longer form ones where I'll have this history attached to a longer part where Paul and I talk about our personal experience with the toys, a little bit of background that we know, things like that. So be sure to check those out. Penny will like them because she can grow up playing with some awesome toys, right? Thank you guys. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment, and Penny and I will see you at the toy store. Just not Toys R Us, but a good toy store. Bye.